I do want to address again the backlash against Tee Higgins, and I believe that's in reference to what Bart Scott said on First Take yesterday. And I just want to say this on that subject matter, because I came on the air Tuesday and made sure to, in offering my thoughts and pouring my emotions out like the rest of the country is, and trying to share the shock and grief with everybody, just like everywhere else. I wanted to make sure that I mentioned Tee Higgins, that he did nothing wrong. He didn't do a thing wrong. He played football is what he did. He played football. And it's shocking that the collision that occurred has led to this. So I just want to say, I don't believe Bart Scott thought, I've known Bart for a long time. I've met him. He's not coming on the air and saying that Tee Higgins purposefully and recklessly caused another man to go into cardiac arrest. Okay? But we got to choose our words very carefully in the media these days when we go on the air. Okay? And we're in a day and age where everything is getting parsed and everything is getting polarized. I mean, you saw it today on, for lack of a better phrase, Baby Fox. I'm not into this argument television, and I'm not into this awkward television. I'm not into that sort of stuff. And I'm assuming anybody who takes in this show isn't either, because this show isn't that. But can we just channel all of the thoughts, and as we're all waiting for this news to occur and talking about this in television segments, and it was so difficult for my friends and colleagues at ESPN to figure out what was going on in real time and talking about the same thing over and over and over again for 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then an hour and 2 hours and 3 hours. It's tough on television, not nearly when I use the word tough. I want to make sure everyone understands. The tough part is what the Hamlin family is going through. But in terms of just us on the air, can we just choose our words very carefully and rally around this kid and rally around everybody that's been involved in this thing, from Tee Higgins to the Bills to the Bengals to the officials on the field who may have said, you got 5 minutes to get ready, like it was any other moment that we've seen in the history of the NFL of somebody being taken off the field via ambulance, where it's just like, okay, next man up. And then everybody had to start to realize on the field, yeah, this isn't one of those situations. This is a different one. The human condition. People make mistakes. People just assume the regular protocol is being followed. It's not like some overlord sitting in some smoky room somewhere in New York City saying, these guys will play. You tell them they got 5 minutes to get out there. Can we all just take a breath, please? Choose our words carefully and rally around this kid and send our love that way. And I know that sounds like pie in the sky stuff, but I think it's also simple. Really is simple. Now, Tee Higgins, did he lower his helmet? Oh, what? Come on. And is that a rule in the NFL that needs to be addressed? These are all things that we could talk about down the road here, if this is it. But Tee Higgins did nothing wrong. Nothing. We were all stunned about the result. You mentioned yesterday prior to the show about Dale Earnhardt's crash that killed him. Like, yeah. Everyone's like, that's what caused it? Really?
Right, exactly.
Then after a while, I've already talked about a Heinz device, it's called.
Right.
Figure out if there is something to protect anybody, but this appears to be a freak accident lightning strike that rarely happens in football. Normally happens in hockey or baseball, and a puck or a baseball goes off of somebody's chest, and a thoracic blunt force trauma causes somebody's heart to stop beating. So, just wanted to say that.